In the luminous realm of Pitraloka, the world of ancestors, Yama sat on his throne of black stone, his face stern but not unkind. Clad in dark robes and adorned with a radiant crown, he carried a noose, pasha, and a mace, symbols of his authority over life and death. His eyes gleamed with a divine insight that pierced through the veils of mortal pretense. The Vedas sang of Yama as the first mortal to die, the trailblazer to the world beyond, and the divine guide for all souls. His twin sister, Yami, was the goddess of the river, representing life's continuous flow, while Yama balanced her vitality with the inevitability of death. Together, they maintained the cosmic rhythm, as extolled in the Rig Veda. One day, Chitragupta, Yama's scribe and chronicler, brought forth a new arrival, King Suryavarna, a ruler whose life had been both glorious and flawed. Chitragupta unrolled the scroll of the king's deeds, recorded meticulously in the Akashic records. The king stood before Yama, his spirit trembling under the weight of his judgment. He had upheld Dharma for much of his reign, but succumbed to greed in his later years, levying unjust taxes on his people to fund lavish palaces. Yama's booming voice resounded in the halls of justice. King Suryavarna, your deeds are weighed in the balance of Rita, the eternal cosmic order. You have earned merit for your early righteousness, yet your greed in later years cannot be ignored. Speak now, and justify your actions. The king, a scholar of the Dharma Shastras, replied, O Yama, I strayed, but it was not out of malice. I feared the wrath of enemies and sought wealth to protect my kingdom. Does not the Mahabharata declare that a king must sometimes act harshly to secure the greater good? Yama's eyes softened, but remained firm. True, but you forgot that wealth gained unjustly is like poison in the veins of a ruler. The Garuda Purana warns that greed blinds the soul and severs it from the higher self. You ignored the plight of your people, and for that you must answer. Yama decreed that the king's soul would journey through Naraka, hell, not as punishment alone, but as purification. Each realm of Naraka, as described in the Vishnu Purana, would confront the king with the consequences of his actions. In Rarava, he felt the pain of the farmers burdened by his taxes. In Tamisra, he wandered in darkness, symbolizing the blindness of his greed. Yet Yama promised redemption. After the purification, the king's soul would ascend to Svarga to enjoy the fruits of his earlier dharmic deeds. As the king's spirit was led away by Yama's attendants, Yama turned to Chitragupta. All souls are flawed, for none are perfect except the Supreme Self. Yet it is our duty to guide them back to the light, even if it means leading them through the shadow. In this moment, Yama revealed his deeper nature, as described in the Upanishads, not a tyrant, but a compassionate guide, leading souls towards self-realization. The Vedas sing of him not merely as a lord of death, but as a protector of the eternal order, whose judgment is always rooted in truth and justice. As King Suryavarna's soul continued its journey, Yama resumed his eternal work, balancing the scales of karma. The story of Yama is not just one of death, but of life's accountability, teaching that every action ripples across the cosmos, shaping one's destiny in the cycles of rebirth. Thus, Yama stands as a reminder of the duality of existence, life and death, justice and mercy, darkness and light, ensuring that all beings find their path toward liberation.